Hey, what is up guys? Epic Pokemon TCG here, and today guys, I decided to do a random type of video, and it's going to be a video talking about 5 signs that you might be a toxic player in Pokemon. So these are going to be a few things that I'm going to talk about because they're kind of annoying, and they're problems that I see quite a bit, and issues that I've seen over the past 8 years of playing Pokemon. So without any further ado guys, let's get right into it. Starting with number 1, we have you hate the game, but you still play it. So I have this little piece of paper down here, so if you see me looking down quite a bit, that is why. But I see players all the time that just flat out sound like they don't like Pokemon whatsoever. Now, I'm not going to lie to you. I went through a point where I wasn't really feeling this game. But I see people that don't get out of this rut and just continue this, and I don't understand why they keep playing. Nothing is ever good. Like, none of the sets are good enough. None of the, I guess the special edition boxes that come out are never good. The cards are always stupid, or they're always OP, as people call it. Every card is broken. All the meta decks are broken. The prizes aren't good enough at tournaments. Pre-releases should give out prizes for first place. I've seen people actually complaining, saying that it's effing stupid. I'm going to try to cut down on the cussing for future reference on my channel. It's stupid that pre-releases don't give out boxes for first place. I see that, just all kinds of really stupid stuff, and I don't understand. If you don't like the game, why continue to play it? Why continue to spend money? And why continue to just complain and, not just quit? That's something I just don't understand. Like, if you don't enjoy something, don't continue to do it if you have a choice. And that's just an issue that I keep seeing over and over. And I just really want to tell these people, if you don't like it, quit. It's not that hard. Go to another card game. Go to something else that might appeal you. But to sit there and complain about it just doesn't make sense. I kind of wonder if they're trying to get attention. You remember how I said that I was going to try to tone down the cussing a little bit? Well, bad word incoming. The next one I'm going to be talking about isn't necessarily directly towards people that play casual. If you do play casual, you do play for fun. There is nothing wrong with that whatsoever. That is awesome that you do that. I am talking about the people that are casual and expect to win and expect to do good, but they won't make that investment and that transition into competitive. So one of the issues I've seen really recently, and it absolutely gets on my nerves, is people that don't play the game, but they still complain, and that's just annoying. It'll be someone, I'm not even going to lie to you, it's someone that shows up to my league. I'm not going to name drop, but there's someone that shows up to my league, and they just sit there the whole time. They don't play, and we even asked them, name off some of the, tier decks right now. Name off some of the decks in the competitive format, and they could not name a single one off, but yet they sit there and they complain, and they say this format sucks, they say this format is bad, and that, it's stupid to play in it, but they don't play. That just doesn't make sense. And then you got the people who only play fun decks. They won't invest money, they won't invest time, and they won't invest anything else, but they expect to win against these tier decks. That is one of the most annoying things I think that you could absolutely do, is you hop into a game and you don't play test, you don't buy cards, you just play fun decks, you play these net deck things you see on YouTube, and you expect to win. You expect to beat these people, and you think that you are entitled to a win, but you will not put in the time and effort. Now, I'm not going to lie to you. I'm not extremely competitive anymore because I just can't afford it. I can't afford the travel. I can't afford, to just keep buying all this stuff. And so I kind of maintain this, I guess I'm kind of in the middle. I do want to be competitive, but at the same time, I am a casual. But I can understand at the same time that it's stupid to just not really try it, but expect you're gonna win. And then you're also got those people that are casual, and they say that the people that play the quote tier 1 decks are sheep, and that they're tryhards, and all the top decks are really stupid because they're broken and everyone plays them, so you don't want to play them because you don't want to follow the pack. You want to play the fun rogue decks that no one plays, and you want to do good with them. And then you get mad when you lose. That makes no sense whatsoever. And on top of that, if you don't play test, you don't practice, you don't put in the time to get better at the game, you're not going to win. That's just how it is. Yes, there have been people in the past who will just throw a deck together and then they'll go and they'll do good. That's different. But if you just do not play and you do not invest and you're really laid back, you're really casual, and you lose and you get mad about it, that makes no sense. And then you got the people that just won't adapt. like a rotational hit, and people will just complain, and they'll gripe. Kind of going back to the first one I was talking about, people just won't adapt. They'll just be expecting things to remain the same throughout the whole time that they play Pokemon. Now, I'm not gonna lie to you, I do kind of miss the old days where, you know, stage 2s were awesome and 70 was the magic number. You know, the old Diamond and Pearl days, those were sick. But you have to adapt. You have to adjust to the format. You have to move on with things. I saw a lot of complaining last format when big cards like Seismitoad and Night March were out, including myself. I will say that I'm guilty. People will just be like, well, if you play Seismitoad, you're just a sheep, and Night March is stupid, and this is stupid, that's stupid. I don't want to play these decks because everyone else plays them and they're stupid. There's no point to it. Shut the hell up. Shut up. Sitting there and complaining because you can't beat these top tier decks when you're not playing a top tier deck yourself is the most hypocritical thing I've ever heard in my life. You don't want to make that jump into competitive, but you're going to sit there and you're going to bash people who do. And then you're going to get mad because you can't do good. That makes no freaking sense, man. Oh yeah, the people that will not accept help. I see people all the time saying, hey, can you help me with my deck? It's just not working that well. I can't figure out what to do to it, and no matter what cards I try, I just can't get it to work. And so people will be gracious enough to take time out of their day to go, hey, you should try this card. You take out a couple of these and put these in. I've ran this deck before, and this is what worked for me. And then all of a sudden they're like, no, I can't do that. I can't do that because I just don't want to take it out. I'm not doing that. And then you'll see all these people offering advice down there in the comment section or on a Facebook post or something like that. And then you see that same person who's up there going, hey, can you help me? Going, no, I don't want to do that. No, sorry. No, I don't like that idea. No. Don't ask for help if you're not going to take it. Simple as that. The next one we're going to be talking about is elitist / egotistical players. Now, when I talk about this, I'm referring to the people who think that because they have a few tournament wins under their belt, that they're just better than everyone. And I don't mean better than everyone in the sense of the game itself. I'm talking about as a person. It gave them just this gigantic ego. Now, fortunately, I don't see this as much anymore, but I still see some of the other stuff I'm going to be talking about. There will be people who will just bash every single deck that's not like tier 1 or tier 0 or like tournament winning deck. If the word fun comes before deck, they don't want to hear it, they don't care. That deck sucks, and there's just no ifs, ands, or buts about it. And they will criticize players that they don't deem to be up to their level. And I've seen this quite a bit. You know, I will see people trying to get help in tournaments, and then they'll just kind of like, you know, you're not worthy of my time. You know, go on, little scrub or something like that. And like they will mouth off during games. I've dealt with people like this because they were good. They would mouth off to me. They would criticize every single move that I did, and that's just really annoying. No lie, okay, no lie. I've actually had people I've played in tournaments before sit there and like make comments after every little thing I did, and it was the most frustrating thing ever. I would be winning. And I would be winning. I'd be up like 3 prizes, and they'll like comment every little thing I did. Oh, you shouldn't have put that energy there. Oh, that's you shouldn't have played that supporter. Why would you do that when I have this out? Like, what's the point of putting that card there? Like, why this? Why do that? Blah 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 blah. Like, seriously, let me play, man. You know, at the end of the day, you really got to break down what you're doing. You're playing a children's card game. You shouldn't have an ego, you shouldn't be a dick, and you shouldn't be sitting there, you know, pretty much putting someone down because of little cards, because of little bitty cards. They'll make faces, and that's, when I'm talking about making faces, I'll see people walk around tournaments and stuff, and they'll be watching other people play, and if they see some kind of deck they don't like, they'll sit there and they'll just kind of snarl at them and stuff. And that was an issue that I actually had when I first got into this game. Luckily, these people aren't at my league anymore because that was just annoying. They would walk around, they would watch us play, and then I would notice they would come to me, and of course, me being the new player, they would just kind of sit there and go. And I had a guy, and this dude drives me freaking crazy. I can't stand him. He would walk up to me and he'd go, hey Dylan, what are you playing today? It would be like a Battle Roads or a Cities or something like that. And I'd tell him, and he'd just kind of go, and he'd like walk off. And one day he did this, and it was after I just had like this really crappy ending thing because I think I got game loss for something, so I was kind of ticked off. He did that, and I literally almost punched him in the face. I told him I screamed, get the F away from me. Yeah, it's just like I don't understand like why, like, yes, I can understand, you want to win, you want to be competitive, but don't get a freaking ego about it. Don't, if someone sees you as a better player and they want help from you, help them. Don't sit there and give them this, because I'm good at a children's card game, you're not worthy of my time, so get away from me attitude. That's stupid. That is just flat out stupid, and it's pathetic. The next one we're going to be talking about is sore losers, which I think is probably one of the worst on this list. And basically, that's just people that can't take the L. Like they never actually lose games. There's always excuses. They complain after every single game. They'll lose, and then they'll sit there, and then they'll just constantly bitch for like 5 or 10 minutes. It's sad. Like basically, like they'll just kind of make like every excuse you can think of. Like like, oh, you got lucky. It's because I didn't draw this card, or it's because I didn't do this, or I didn't do that. Blah 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 blah. It's stupid. And like no matter what, like they always have to play for the win. There's no having fun. Like if they're playing this fun casual game at League, like, and they're losing, they're getting real pissed off. Like I've seen that so many times. It's embarrassing. It's like it'll be some casual fun game at League, and they're sitting there and they're smarting off, they're making remarks, and then like they're slamming their stuff around, they're drawing real fast, they're playing their stuff down, they're like go, and they'll just be sitting there going like whatever. Figures. Yeah, of course you'd draw that. Okay. Wow. Oh, whatever. Oh, for God's sake. And then like they'll like start doing your actions before you'll even do them. And I've actually had to tell someone to stop, because they would be like they would cut me off on my turn, and it got annoying. Like I'll be playing a card, and then they'll go, yeah, you'll knock this out, and they'll just start putting stuff in their discard pile, and then sorry about the camera fell down, and then they'll be sitting there with like their card like this, getting ready to draw it, and they'll start rushing you because they're pissed, and that is so annoying. I've lost 2 games because I've gotten up in the middle of games and just picked my stuff up and left, because I've dealt with people like that. It annoys me. It just absolutely annoys me. I had this guy that just would not let me finish my turns, and like he was hollering and stuff, and finally I was like, whatever, dude. I was like, you're just a damn crybaby. And I packed my stuff up and I just walked off, and ever since then, like, him and I have never gotten along, and I try to stay away from him when I see him in events, and luckily I think he stopped playing, which is a good thing. But yeah, 2 times I've gotten up and just left. It's stupid. And like, they can't just figure out, like, kind of like the elitist thing, they can't figure out it's a children's card game, and being a complete total ass to somebody, especially when you're having a fun game, is just absolutely sad. Like there is no sense in getting extremely upset when there's nothing on the line and you're just playing casually. Now, if you travel like, I don't know, if you travel like several hours and you spend a lot of money, it's okay to get frustrated after a game, but there's an extent that you can go. Like, if you're sitting there being extremely rude to somebody and you're just kind of like treating them like crap because you're losing at a children's card game, there's no excuse for that. That should not happen. On top of that, do you really want to be the player that no one wants to play against? Like, whenever you go up to pairings and you look and you're like, oh God, I gotta play that guy. Now the last one, I don't even think I need to say. It should be obvious by now, and it's wash your ass. I swear to God, I'll go to these tournaments and I sit by the guy who smells like absolute BO. I put this shirt on for this reason. You'll see a guy wearing this kind of shirt, and you can just smell him. So I'm going to give you guys watching this a breakdown of how you prevent this. I obviously can't show you me showering, but trust me, it's not that hard. Put some shampoo in there and you do this, and you get some soap and rub it all over your body. And then when you get out and you get ready to leave, this is what you do. You take some deodorant, pop the lid off, get some out, hold your arm up, and then do this. It's not that hard. And then after a while, move to this arm. Wow, look at that. And now when you move your arms around, people aren't smelling ass and BO. It's really not that difficult. And then there's this really awesome stuff called body spray, and then there's multiple kinds. There's cologne, and literally what you do with this is you just spray it. Boom, you're good. You can even give yourself a little bit on the arms if you want to. It's not that bad. And then voila, you don't smell like ass. That's all you gotta do. Now, with all that being said, are you a toxic player? Because if at any point in this video you got offended by something I said, you might want to take a minute to look in the mirror. Because if you're treating people like crap and you're being an absolute ass to everyone and you're just taking this game so serious that it's changing who you are, you might want to take a look in the mirror and you might want to think about your actions in the future. And that's about it for me, guys. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, make sure to like and subscribe for some more content. And this is Epic Pokemon TCG signing out. Take care, guys.